A busy day for tech earnings. We've got WhatsApp banning younger users and redesigns as well coming along as well. We're covering it all. Claire Sebastian is with me. Shelly Palmer is with me. Claire, what do we know?
Well, it seems to be just coming out just now, Facebook earnings, and we haven't got a lot of information to
You carry on looking at that. I'll turn to Shelly. You get your nose back into there.
We think it's a beat, Richard.
Sorry?
We think it's a beat.
We think it's a beat. Yeah. Get back in there while I talk to Shelly on this question of earnings. Looking over here at the moment, Twitter this morning gets beaten up, even though it made money, added users, and things are looking good. I mean, a bit perverse, but maybe that's just the way it is at the moment.
Well, first of all, it's the second quarter in a row that Twitter's actually had some positive earnings. It's so unusual for Twitter to have positive earnings. It made the news, Richard. Everyone's caring about it. They did add 1 million more users than they thought they were going to add, which is nice. But in practice, how many of them were bots? I don't mean to be negative, but Twitter has a problem. They're in the anonymity business, not the identity business. How they monetize Twitter, it's really still enigmatic. They just don't make enough money. They're making money now. They just don't make enough of it. And if I'm an investor and I'm thinking long term, I'm not sure that Twitter is the long term play.
And Snap was also down. Snap was down some 7% today.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a story to tell. They just don't have an earnings story to tell. At some point...
By the way, my Snap holding is now down, I think, about 52% from what I paid.
I'm sorry, Richard, but as it turns out, nobody's using Snap, and the product is terrible. And since the redesign, it's almost impossible for even the loyalists to use. So, yeah, they've got some repairing to do at a lot of levels. Not surprising.
Anything, Claire?
So we're still waiting for the website to load, but it does look like they beat 169 per share versus 135 expected on the bottom line, Richard. So that is really good in a quarter where you've seen all of those scandals coming through. The Cambridge Analytica, where we saw the share price fall off a cliff, it still hasn't recovered to that point. It's still down about 13% since that. So I think you know, a lot of focus will be on engagement. Obviously, we saw engagement fall off in the last quarter. So we're going to keep an eye out for those numbers as they keep coming through, Richard.
Yeah, as soon as we see them, we'll come back to you. Thank you. Tim Cook, by the way, was at the White House today.
Yes.
Anything? What's he got to talk to the president about?
Boy, wouldn't you like to know? I'd like to know, too. At the end of the day, Tim Cook, and speaking of Apple and Facebook, is on this tirade about privacy now and ethical usage of data. And so my suspicion is that we're going to see an instigated Silicon Valley infight, and I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but it's fascinating where Apple wants to be your privacy like your privacy stalwart, and they're throwing casting stones at Facebook. At the end of the day, Richard, Facebook's going to be completely fine. I suspect the earnings are going to be up. And by the way, all of this scandal stuff, they're going to ultimately skate through. Tell me, who's the class going to be that the lawyers are going to put together? What's the harm, and what are they going to say? What are the damages? And the answer is nothing, nothing, and nothing, which means the issue is nothing. So they'll apologize, and they'll do what they're supposed to do, and then they'll continue to make money.
Good to see you. Thank you.